lovely Sagittarius, welcome to your December 2023. Yes, it is the last month of December, the last month of the year. I don't know, has it gone by quickly? Let me know in the comments section. Sometimes you think it has, don't you? You're like, wow, that just flew by. And then other times you think, God, I can't wait. With that in mind, I'm doing a couple of shadow cards to say to us, and particularly to you as well, Saggy, because you've had your trials and tribulations in 2023. You're normally a sign that I consider to be the luckiest, ruled by Jupiter, fly by the seat of your pants, you know, that kind of easy energy. But I do feel you've been a bit targeted and you've been a bit pressured in a way that doesn't really bring out the best in Sagittarians. Okay, here's your shadow cards that have all fallen on the floor, which in my experience is usually, they're quite pertinent when they fall, yes, when they fall on the floor. Okay, cool. This card, Three of Swords, barely needs an introduction. When we get the Three of Swords, and this is Anatolian, it's the Tarot of the Abyss, and it's a most excellent shadow deck, I have to say. It's one of my top three. Okay, she does 2 Three of Swords, and you get the one where the bird is coming out of someone's chest. You get the one where something has been trapped and it's getting its voice out there. It's being able to come out of the solar plexus, the song, the voice, the bird song, whatever you want to call it. You're getting the opportunity to use yours. And this kind of makes me feel, along with the monthly readings that I always do for you, this makes me feel that you have been silenced in 2023. You may feel that on a collective level, you may feel it on an individual level, or both. And it's not your normal state of being. Most Sagittarians, they're not talking all the time. Your opposite sign is Gemini, so you can go into that. But generally, your energy is easy, Jupiter, expansion, philosophy. Don't get stuck on one thing. You know, you're not the stick in the mud type. But you've had to make yourself more serious in 2023 than suits you normally. Got me mint tea going on there. Right. So the Three of Swords is a card of triangulation. It goes back to betrayals. It goes back to difficult spots in your early life, in your dating life, in your early career, whatever it is for you. It will be personal. And you've done the right thing in a way. You've kept your mouth shut when you needed to keep your mouth shut. And it's not, Sagittarians are normally freedom-loving people, so it's not your style, but you've fallen in with what you've needed to fallen in with because the alternative was a bit unbearable. And I think what's going to happen is, this being your shadow card, is that your ability to express yourself and to keep your mouth shut is going to leave you as you move into 2024. This is a good thing because it's something we need to do when we need to do. In other words, we can live on a need-to-know basis, but it'll come out in your body if you kept doing it for years and years and years, okay? It was a good tactic for 2023 because you were very often dealing with an immovable force. And sometimes you've got to be a bit like Odysseus, quick-witted, you know, and sort of weave your way around things. And that's what I think you've been doing. So we then have the Seven of Wands, Mars in Leo. Direct confrontation. Direct confrontation. That's when you start standing up for yourself. So 2023 was year of the boundary for Taurus. 2024 might be year of the boundary-ish for Sagittarians. No Sagittarius I know has an absolute boundary. You're a mutable fire sign. You are going to morph and move as you need to. But at the same time, the situation comes to a bit of a point, a crisis maybe, kind of a tower moment where you got to jump one way or the other, okay, and declare your hand, which is a great freedom for you and unlocks a lot of potential. This could be in a love relationship, career, or your entire life, okay? We then have the Four of Wands. This is a portal and it's luck, and it's what you're normally fueled by if no one's breathing down your neck or micromanaging you in whatever way they're micromanaging you. You will need to remember that you're lucky. It's something that can be drummed out of you in those months where you're not, you know, where you feel that you're not your normal lucky self, that you're missing something, that it isn't as easy, that the flow isn't there in the way that it should be. So as we move into 2024, I think it's important for you to remember the lucky soul that you are, and to also expect it. Expect miracles, expect coincidences, expect, what do they call that? Serendipity. Expect the four-leaf clover, expect serendipity, okay? Expect it all. You're back. I love this. Right, let's have a look at what's actually coming up as we turn the year for you in December. If this resonates with you, lovely Sagittarius, there will be an extended reading, as there is every month. At the end, we take the cards that come in the YouTube reading, and often we do a clarifying reading, a love reading. How do they feel about you? What's really going on with this person? And we drill down. Sometimes we do a whole new love reading, just depending on what's come up. So let's have a look at the energy in December, okay? Ooh. Back, back and forth. We get the Ace of Wands, which is a classic card for you. It's a beautiful card. It's a gorgeous energy. It's irascible. It's unstoppable. It's Kundalini energy and Still I Rise energy. It's just this whole... It's the energy of the comeback, actually. I'm liking this. We all love a comeback. This is you, Phoenix rising out of the ashes. Here you come, okay? This is not a choice when it happens. It's the way that the energy has been sort of dampened down. Someone's thrown something on the fire and it's gone whoosh, and that's what you go into 2024 with. So expect creative things to open up for you. Expect relationships to become hot, passionate, exciting, changeable, and sometimes a bit bombastic. But I like this for you. It's a clean card to get. It's a clean energy. It's piping back into this heat that's been missing, that you've been afraid of, that you've had to be normal, that you've had to be sort of tied down at the edges. Don't like it, but don't speak too soon, Ace of Wands. We've also got the Two of Swords. So in December, and we also have Mercury retrograde. Oh God, I swear to God, it goes retrograde every holiday season, every single year. So it goes retrograde on the 13th of December. Possibly in your sign, actually. I'm not sure. Must have a look. And it causes a bit of mayhem, and it'll be until about 10th of January or something like that. And it also means that you have all that fire and that passion. So if it's in a relationship, you might find there's a real rush of flames, a real woof, a push forward, you know, an acceleration, a heat. And then it dies down a bit. And then it comes back again. And then it dies down a bit. I know, it's like waves. Importantly, when we get the Two of Swords, it's always when we want something to accelerate. And the universe is saying to you, cool your jets, Nelly. Not quite yet. Okay? There's always a good reason for this. Very often, the Two of Swords is a woman with a blindfold. She's got two swords crossed like this. There's a new moon in the sky-ish. And what it is this is the Ace of Swords and this is the Ace of Swords. They're both good ideas. They're both good directions to go in. What you don't know yet is that January sings a whole different tune, and there is a third way. There is an unexpected third way, that you're kind of growing out of this frustration. It's like a path is still being laid. I can see it. I've got this channel now of like gold and jewels making this beautiful path, actually, like stepping stones. And they're being laid out for you, but they're not there yet, which is why you won't see a way forward. You don't have to. Your only job in December, considering it's going to be a game of two halves, is to be fiery, to get into this feeling, to be the more carefree self that you are. And if you can be carefree enough to accept that divine timing is at work as well, more to the better. It will make you a lot more comfortable with the way things roll. Let's have a look. God, it's all about it, isn't it? It's all about it. Yeah, I like it though. I like this energy for you. It's very farmy. See if I can see the cards for you. No, that's not bad. Table's kind of wonky. Need to zoom in a bit more. There we go. Right. So, you can see here, we've got the big whoosh, the big flame. Then we come down again, even if you just look at the colour of the cards. Here's all the excitement, here's all the kinetic energy, here's all the passion, and then we're down to the kind of grey, in between weather, you know, somebody on their knees, I wish it could hurry up. No, it's not going to. Then we come down to this rather nicer card here, which is the Page of Pentacles. Always calls them wheels on this one, which slightly throws me. Page of Pentacles, which is reminding you about the seasons, whether that is literally the seasons or the season that you're in with something. So you've been in a season for nearly all of 2023 where you have been holding, just holding on, keeping it as it is, keeping your head down, staying below the radar, holding on, okay? This is the energy of not walking before you can run, not getting too excited, not pushing any situation before it's ready to move. You're going to feel the desire to move almost constantly in December. You may be like physically aching to move, but at the same time, it would be a mistake to have too much momentum in something. Mercury is going to change something for you in December, probably for the better. And it's a nice kind of coincidence energy that I can feel. But at the same time, you don't want to expect it or control it. We then get the Seven of Pentacles, which is a very farmy kind of a card again. Somebody is looking at what they planted. Now they can see that it's grown. And they think, do I keep going with this? Do I diversify? Do I stop? Do I stop investing? What do I do? Okay. So you're going to be sizing things up. You might be sizing up a relationship. You might be sizing up a job. You might be sizing up where you live. But you're going to be sizing things up. Let's have a look at your career or how you make money, because not everybody has like a traditional career these days. Especially not Sagittarians, Geminis and Pisceans, who are the mutable signs. You tend to be a bit of this, a bit of self-employment, a bit of that, not usually happy in a corporate environment, although it depends on the rest of your chart. Right, interesting. Frustrations in your career about communications, about who's in charge, about who can speak. And again, some of you may have been micromanaged by somebody, which is probably the worst thing you can do if you want to get the best out of a Sagittarian, but they haven't had that memo yet, okay? Four of Pentacles, Sun in Capricorn. This is money in the bank. making sure you're invested, making sure you're secure. This has come up for you a lot more than it should have done. Sagittarians, again, their attitude to money, in my experience, is very nice. It's kind of manifesting, feeling gut feelings about it, expecting an ease with it, which I really like. But there's something here about insurance and money in the bank and making sure it's doing what it should be doing, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and not being caught sleeping on that. I don't know why that is. It's very intriguing to me. It's not really your energy, but if you have any Capricorn or even any Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo in your chart, you're going to bring this in, okay? So when it comes to work, if you're feeling itchy feet, if you're feeling like you can't stand it anymore, or you're just thinking, I'm not sure if this is how I want to make my money. December isn't a brilliant time to be job hunting, not always. But I would say here, make sure before you do anything that you are well set up, that you have smoothed your path, that you have checked your contract, that you have done your due diligence. It is probably boring, it's probably annoying, but make sure you do it. Let's have a look at your love life. Yes, hot stuff. Like, oh, that card has come up an awful lot. Six of Cups, the card of longing, the card of childhood sweethearts, the card of home. It's also a card of soul contracts and nostalgia in a way. I rather like this though. This could be a sweet romance. Now, I don't mean necessarily like Hallmark movie sweet. I just mean it feels, you know, like when you were a child, if you like used to read a book, or I used to read a book on a lovely sofa, the sun would be coming through the French windows, I was eating an orange, and I just remember just feeling that feeling that anything is possible and that you're comfortable. And I feel like for you, there's a relationship. Maybe you're already connected with this person because it is the Six of Cups, but it has this very sweet feeling of anything is possible. It feels like somebody wants to help you make anything possible, which is a very nice position to be in, both for you and them. We also have the Hierophant. And in your love life, when you get the Hierophant, it's about old laws. It's about commitment, being exclusive, whatever that means to you, taking things to the next level. For a few of you, it could be marriage or moving in with somebody, fulfilling, I suppose, the next stage of something, like living out a norm of something. It's also with the Hierophant that you may do some learning with somebody. Certainly, if you were single, you could meet somebody through some kind of philosophical society, some kind of learning. But for most of you, I feel it's taking something to the next level. And we get the Four of Swords, which I like actually because it multiplies. That's the 2 and it becomes the 4. This is peace. I feel like you can find peace in a relationship, like you can make sense of something, like it feels safe. Now, safe isn't always a word I would associate with Sagittarius in romance, but people change and you're at that kind of a point. Romances change. You know, they can go from being, and certainly we can, you know, what we wanted when we were younger may not be what we want now. That's interesting. We've got the King of Wands. I want to take a couple more cards actually. What's that one? Ooh. And the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Swords for your love life. Okay, I like this actually. That King of Wands. I feel like it's somebody stepping up a bit. I feel like it's somebody becoming fire, becoming animate. It's somebody certainly who's very attractive. The King of Wands is someone who is charismatic, attractive, lives in their own skin, likes the movement of their own body. Somebody who can really match you fire with fire. And I really, really like that. Watch out for the 8 of Swords, because we've got the 2, we've got the 4, we've got the 8. Don't become too comfortable. For a few of you, you may underestimate somebody. Sagittarians can get bored, okay, because your mind's expanding, your world's expanding, your brain's expanding. Everything is nice if it's expanding, if it's leading to something, if it's multiplying. But for some of you, this 6 of Cups relationship is like still waters run deep, okay? The person that you're dealing with runs deeper than you think, and it could be very pleasing to you when you discover that. With that in mind, here we have that Knight of Cups, which of course is a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, feelings, somebody offering. There is a lot of somebody offering in this reading. Somebody stepping forward, somebody wanting you actually. And just, you may have a bit of confusion over what you want, over how peaceful you want it to be, over when does peaceful become boring, you know, and you don't want it to be boring. But this Knight of Cups is elegant. This is somebody elevating what they're offering. And behind it, the Knight of Swords. Momentum, great momentum, which starts, I would say, mid-December with the confusion of Mercury retrograde. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Either way, there's a feeling of directness, and this is also a card of conversation. I really like this for you. I like the combination together. When you just have the Knight of Cups, it can be very, very romantic. When you just have the Knight of Swords, it can be very, very direct. And when you mix the two together, we like that. I'm trying to find you a love oracle card. Okay, I'm going to have one of these. We're digging into the tarot cupboard, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. In the extended reading, I'm going to do you a love reading with a different deck of cards. I'm going to ask about that 6 of Cups. I'm going to ask who's on the horizon, what's going on with this person, how do they feel about you, what's your best course of action, and if there's anything hidden, because I feel like I need to ask that. That's interesting. You get, as your love card, get to know each other. Learning to meet another's needs for love is important for a relationship to grow. There's something in this reading for you, both in jobs, careers, and in your love life, about the familiar becoming something you love. This might not have been the case a year ago, but it's something you certainly have the potential for now. I like this. I like this a lot. Right, I'm going to go do your extended reading. We're going to crack open some glittery cards, I think. Can't wait. If you want to join me for that, it's the first link in the description box. Go and get yourself a cup of tea. Otherwise, leave me a comment. I love to read all my comments. I'll reply to as many as I can. And I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.